Do you believe that door wreaths are only for Christmas? No, they can be used at any time of the year. Join me as I show you how to make an oak leaf wreath using a brass dreamcatcher hoop, some old Christmas baubles and some stem tape. This is the kind of floristry tape you'd use to make buttonholes. For my oak leaves, I'm going to use the cover of this old magazine. Instead of cutting out all my leaves by hand, I've used my Cricut machine, which is so quick and easy to do. If you're interested in sourcing your own supplies for this project, I'll leave a link in the show notes underneath the video. I'm going to make my wreath with just a small accent area of leaves rather than going all the way around, and the easiest way to do this is to wrap over a section of your frame using your stem tape. It just gives a really good base in which to attach your leaves and the little baubles too. I'm using my baubles as if they were decorative acorns. Once you've taped off the section of your hoop where you want to attach your leaves, now you can think about positioning them and planning the overall look that you want. The thing to think about is whether you want to have all your leaves going off in the same direction or whether you want them to be placed in a mirror image so you've got the lovely shaped edge of the leaves up both sides of your wreath. I'm going to be using my tape and attach them on using the little stem ends of the leaves, but if you prefer, you could use a hot glue gun for this instead. This floristry tape isn't actually sticky. What you need to do is to stretch it out slightly, a bit like crepe paper, and you'll find that with the warmth of your hand it adheres and will hold your leaves in place. And then as I go, I add in my little baubles as well. These are actually a dull gold, and I thought they would be a good substitute for acorns. I'm fixing them exactly the same way and just until they are secured in place. So I'm probably going down a couple of centimetres down the edge of the stem, and then I trim off the excess wire using my floristry scissors. I always give my wreath a bit of a shake at this point just to make sure my fixings are really firm, and once you're happy with your technique you carry on exactly the same way. And as I say, if you prefer, you could always use a dot of hot glue just to hold things really securely. I've decided to go for quite a sparse look, and I space my oak leaf down a little bit, and you'll see how the bauble or the fake acorn behind just lifts it up a little bit, giving a more of a 3D dimension to the hoop rather than it looking very flat and lacklustre. I've speeded up this section of film because you can see what I'm doing now. So once I get my first 3 leaves in position, I then decide that I want to go for a mirror image. So I break off my tape and start on the right hand side and attach my leaves in exactly the same way, bringing them down to meet in the centre. As you get closer to the centre, it does get a little bit fiddly because you haven't got much room to work and you don't want to be knocking off the leaves that you've already attached. So if you do find this a bit difficult, there's no shame in using your hot glue gun just to add the final few leaves in place. I'm not actually going to be putting this door wreath on my front door because it's made out of cardboard and I don't want the leaves getting damaged and bedraggled, so I'll be hanging this one up indoors. I'm going to make a little bit of a feature of my final leaf and have that one pointing downwards just to give a natural look to the overall appearance of the wreath. I'll just hold it in place and wait for the glue to dry. As I said at the beginning of the video, I'm operating on a one in, one out policy. So this orange wreath I've got here, I will take that one down and add in my oak leaf wreath in its place. And if you'd like to make your own dried orange slice wreath, I'll leave a link to it in the show notes underneath the video and up in the cards above. That's all from me for now, and I'll catch up with you next time.